G'day, Brennan here with the Cargo Bike crew for part 3 of our Tern GSD Gen 3 series. There's a lot of new tech built into the Gen 3, plus other new features and accessories. So I'm going to get into the details and see how it all works. The Gen 3 S10 model I've got here now comes with the Bosch Smart System. It's not Tern's first model fitted with it. The HSD Gen 2 and the Aurochs came with the Smart System. I've also ridden it on other cargo bikes, but this one has a few extra features, ABS and the Connect module. So time to dive right in and test it all out. The cargo line motor is basically the same as fitted to the Gen 2 GSD, which had the old BES2 system. So it's got 250 watts nominal power, 85 Newton meters of torque, and in Australia it's limited to 25 k's an hour. When you're riding along, it feels to me a little bit more dynamic in its response, maybe a little bit quieter as well. The Smart System also comes with a new phone app called Flow. It's free to download and has some really nice features. There are a few more features with the Flow Plus subscription and the Connect module, so let's jump in. Let's start with the free version. So you can do activity tracking, use the phone as a display, you can check all your previous rides, you can plan activities, connect to Komoot, Strava, do basic turn-by-turn navigation, heaps of stuff. What you can also do is tweak all your ride modes. I love being able to customize everything. I won't go fully into the detail here, but the Smart System has heaps more options than the old BES2. Another thing you can customize, the kiosk display layouts. I love stats, so I'll cram in as much data on the screen as I can. Maybe you want simple, so you can do just something like a clock and battery range. You also get a few neat security features with the free version, so you can mark your e-bike or battery as stolen, which flags the bike across all Bosch systems. If a buyer or a dealer connects to the bike, they get notified that it is stolen. I feel like this is a massive step to stop theft. Once they realize the bike can't be sold on, it's really not worth taking. You can also use your phone as the digital key, so the motor doesn't activate without being unlocked. You can also use the kiosk display as a key, so only that physical unit can be paired with your bike to activate the motor. And what do you get for your $60 a year with the Flow Plus subscription? A little bit of extra detail on the navigation plus 3D views in the app, some extra stats like power and ride mode use. E-bike sharing is also available, so you can add additional riders who can digitally unlock and ride with the Flow app for free. You can also lock the battery separately to marking it as stolen, so even if you take it off this bike and put it on another one, it won't work. Then you can get the top of the line option we have fitted here, so it's the Bosch Connect module. Up front it's $225, but you also get 12 months of Flow Plus included. It doesn't work without the subscription, by the way. The module itself is hidden inside the motor housing. It's connected to the motor and it's got its own internal battery, GPS, mobile data connection. If you compare it to other GPS trackers on the market, it's really good price actually. The per month cost is also really low. And plus it's got full integration with the Bosch system. It kind of makes it the best option. The module gives you two features. The first is the current charge level of the bike, so the percentage value is sent through the mobile data connection, so you can see the charge level if the bike is charging in the garage or the shed, for instance. Kind of cool, but the headline feature really is the e-bike alarm and tracking. So let's go and test it out. When the bike's turned off, the alarm's automatically activated. If it gets turned on by you or someone else, there will be a visual alarm first, which gives you time to unlock using the app like this, or you can set up an auto unlock with proximity to your phone. Back to being locked again, and I'll show off the acoustic alarm. One thing I found is that it's not super sensitive, so a couple of bumps when it's locked up next to another bike won't set it off. Good to prevent false alarms, but something more sensitive could deter more theft attempts. So we got the visual alarm first. When I started to ride off, the acoustic alarm sounds on the bike. There won't be any motor assist and you'll immediately get a tracking mode message through the Flow app. And if the bike continues to move, the alarm gets louder. It will continue to sound until the bike is stopped. I can't abandon at this point because there are a few people around, but eventually the app will start providing live location updates. One big safety feature standard on the Gen 3 GSD is ABS or anti-lock braking system. The Bosch e-bike ABS takes technology from the automotive and motorcycle sectors and shrinks it down for e-bikes. It detects wheel speed, wheel rotations, and determines if a wheel is slipping under braking, and it will adjust brake pressure to regain traction. It only works on the front wheel, which is the one that does the most braking and is probably the most difficult to recover if it locks up. I did a lot of testing comparing the old Gen 2 GSD without ABS to the new one, and the difference is significant. So much so that my next cargo bike purchase will probably have ABS included. Normal day-to-day riding won't activate the system, but it's there when you need it in case of an emergency. Maybe you don't notice some loose gravel on the ground or some wet leaves or something like that. You brake too hard in a panic and you lock up. The ABS should give you enough traction to keep the bike upright and prevent a crash. So maybe if you're new to riding bikes, you'll prefer to use the rear brake. With ABS, the front brake will slow you down a lot quicker in those emergency situations, and it'll be a lot safer as well. All right, get up to 25 k's an hour. .6 meters. Now let's try with the rear brake only. Alright, I reckon that was about 12 or 13 meters, so 5 meters more than the previous one. Ignore that readout on the screen, that only refers to the front brake. So yeah, ABS brake's quite a significant advantage, probably 30% better braking distance, so 30% shorter. That could really save you in an emergency situation. All right, we're here at the hill climb again, so 15% gradient. I'm not going to do the hill climb test like I did previously, but I just want to show off the hill start assist mode of the smart system. So it's really nice. I use this feature all the time, and we'll see how it goes. I've got 40 kilos in the back, so let's go. So I'm in cargo mode in the lowest gear. And what happens if you're coming up, say you're pulling your load up a hill and you come up to a traffic light, or maybe you just have to stop at an intersection. So you've stopped on the hill, foot on the pedal, just hold the minus key. It says hill start active. I don't even have to hold the brakes, and basically you just start pedaling and away you go. Super easy. No effort. Even if you're loaded up, it'll get you away. All right, that's it for Smart System Tech. So what else do we have on the Gen 3 GSD? Well, down here we've got the USB-C port. I've measured about 7 watts on my phone, which isn't a fast charge, but decent enough when you're running low. I used it on the range test video and got about 20% charge in about an hour. You might also end up using it for things like fairy lights or charging your USB power bank. Next up, we'll look at a few accessories. First up is one that our families love using. So that's the tail hitch and the bike tow kit. So yeah, we really love the bike tow kit. You'll know the story. You'll go for a ride, 5, 6, 7 Ks or whatever, heading out to the playground. The kids loving the ride. On the way back, oh, I'm tired. They don't want to ride anymore. They can sit on the back, but then you got to work out how to hook the bike up to here. Tow kit, just take the front wheel off, put it on there, stash the front wheel on the front of the bike, and you're done. Maybe you might do it as well, ride them to daycare in the morning. You got to go on some busy roads, so put them on the bike, put the bike on the back, ride out to your shared path, and then they can jump on the bike and ride the rest of the way. Brilliant for that. Here's the new sun shield. This is great for rides in the middle of the day in summer. When the sun's at its hottest, you'll still want sunscreen for the legs, and when the sun's a little bit lower in the sky, but it really takes the edge off and helps stop the kids from overheating on the back there. The sides here also can unzip, help load and unload, and then roll up, give them more ventilation, maybe a bit more of an open view. And then on top of the sun shield, you can add the rain shield. So this doesn't work separately. The rain shield doesn't have tent poles, so it's a good option if you ride somewhere with very changeable weather. It's pretty quick to put on and take off, even take off the sun shield if you need to. It's really waterproof, the rain shield, and it's compatible with the storm box as well, so that creates a fully weather sealed cocoon for your passengers on the back. It is a bit of an expensive combo, but totally worth it for all weather everyday riders. These night lights on the back, they've been on the market for a while, but I think they're a neat addition to make your bike stand out. So they mount on the back of the clubhouse. It gives your bike a wider stance when you're viewing it from the back. You can change modes between flash, constant, pulse. I've been using them on constant mode and they last pretty much bang on the claim 2.5 hours battery life. For recharging, there is a micro USB socket. It comes with one cable only, so you sort of have to swap over when one's finished charging, you chuck the other one on. Alright, hope you found this roundup of new features and accessories useful. Tern really made sure they kept the GSD as market leader, ensuring it has the tech, safety and reliability to match its price. We rode the Gen 3 GSD nearly every day and never had a single thought it would let us down. Tern also worked to keep it compatible with a lot of older accessories while adding lots of new bits too. So this huge ecosystem means you can change the parts as your needs change over the years, and you'll keep the bike for a really long time. Alright, that's it for this series. Give us a like if you found this video useful or entertaining, and subscribe for more like this one. Cheers!